But I loved Bea, and I admired her, and I can't believe I'm the only one left, because I was the oldest. It's so sad.
Bea Arthur reached the pinnacle of glory on American television with a proud, commanding presence. Behind those priceless scenes and the laughter of millions of viewers lay a suffocating silence. A mysterious rift stretched across decades between the actress and her co-star Betty White. Tensions behind the scenes quietly erupted, creating a strained atmosphere beyond the cameras. Only after the final belated turning points had passed did the hidden truth gradually come to light. Accounts from those who were there would finally reveal the full picture behind this legendary figure. In 1985, producers Paul Younger-Witt and Susan Harris launched the television project The Golden Girls, with the idea of exploring the lives of older women in Miami. The production team initially approached Bea Arthur to play Dorothy Zbornak, a divorced high school teacher with a strong and outspoken personality. The actress hesitated and initially declined because she feared the character shared too many similarities with Rue McClanahan's established screen persona. After the casting structure was adjusted and the actress's roles were rearranged, Bea Arthur officially agreed to join the project. The series quickly became a major success, setting audience records on NBC and growing into a pop culture phenomenon that endured for years.
It turned out that my instincts were right. Norman Bates is scarier than my mother-in-law.
At the same time, the working environment on set soon revealed fundamental differences in the professional methods of its two leading stars. Bea Arthur was an artist shaped by the Broadway stage, where absolute concentration, strict observance of the fourth wall, and the preservation of emotional energy for each official performance were essential. Betty White, by contrast, came from many years of experience in talk shows and television game shows. Betty White frequently maintained the habit of interacting with the studio audience, improvising conversations and joking with them during breaks between takes. This active engagement from her colleague made Beatrice feel that the seriousness of the theatrical environment was being disrupted. The contrast between the reserved manner of the stage veteran and the constant openness of her co-star gradually created a silent distance between the two central performers. When Emmy season arrived, all 4 leading actresses in the series received individual nominations, but Betty White was the only one whose name was announced as the winner. The result directly affected Beatrice's professional pride, as she saw herself as the central force driving the main storylines and as the strongest dramatic pillar of the ensemble. Disappointment began to accumulate and gradually turned into more visible reactions behind the scenes. Having witnessed the entire production process firsthand, producer Marcia Posner-Williams recalled, "When that red camera light came on, no one was more professional than those women. But when the light went off, the two of them could not get along even when they were standing beside each other." The tension between the two stars reached its highest point during production of a Christmas-themed episode in 1986, leading to a heated argument in the backstage area. The production team had to intervene by placing humorous costume photographs into a prop calendar in an effort to ease the oppressive atmosphere before filming began. Although Bea Arthur later won her own individual Emmy and continued to deliver consistently strong performances on screen, the personal relationship between the two actresses never improved. This underlying hostility continued through multiple seasons of filming, even though both women consistently performed their shared scenes brilliantly whenever the director called action. By May 1992, after completing 7 consecutive successful seasons, Bea Arthur decided to end her involvement and declined to renew her contract. Although NBC executives and the 3 remaining co-stars all wanted production to continue with additional seasons, the actress firmly refused because she wanted to preserve the artistic legacy of the series while it was still at its peak. Her departure brought the legendary television franchise to an end, and also closed a turbulent chapter in the working relationship between 2 major stars. After concluding her long journey with the series, the actress chose to withdraw almost completely from the glare of television fame in search of greater peace in her private life. The emotional wounds she carried and her later decision to retreat from public view opened an entirely different chapter in the personal life of this gifted star. Secret Private Life. After leaving the familiar television franchise behind, Bea Arthur chose to step away from the relentless pace of the entertainment industry and return to a more private world. Her decision to live in seclusion, in fact, was rooted in profound emotional upheavals from her past. In 1978, her 28-year marriage to stage director Gene Saks officially ended when he decided to leave the family and build a new life with someone else. The collapse of the marriage became an extremely painful emotional wound for a woman known for her pride. The betrayal by her longtime partner gradually made the actress more distrustful, more withdrawn, and increasingly determined to protect her personal life from media scrutiny. When producers began developing the spin-off project, The Golden Palace, in 1992, Bea Arthur flatly rejected the invitation to return as a principal member of the central cast. The star agreed to appear only as a guest in 2 episodes to support her former colleagues before severing her connection with the franchise completely. She chose to step away from Hollywood and live quietly at her private home in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. There, the veteran star spent most of her time separated from the entertainment world, limiting contact with the press and maintaining close relationships primarily with her 2 adopted sons, Matthew and Daniel Saks. Although she had withdrawn from television, Beatrice's passion for the stage continued to burn quietly within her. In 2002, the actress decided to return to audiences through a one-woman show titled Bea Arthur on Broadway, just between friends on the New York stage. The minimalist but compelling performance quickly earned critical praise and brought her a prestigious Tony Award nomination. The success of the project encouraged the aging star to embark on an international tour, bringing her personal show to audiences in the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. Alongside her public artistic achievements, Bea Arthur also devoted considerable energy to social causes she preferred to support privately. The actress quietly maintained long-term support for LGBT young people in New York City who had been rejected by their families and left homeless. At a time when society still imposed strong barriers and harsh prejudice, she did not hesitate to contribute financially and personally, organize numerous performances to raise funds for the charitable organization Ali Forney Center. The actress requested that all of these acts of support be carried out quietly and kept entirely away from the media and public attention. These understated charitable efforts, combined with her lifelong devotion to her craft, revealed the strength of character behind her seemingly cold exterior. Still, the unforgiving passage of time and declining health soon drew the actress into the greatest challenge of her life. The silence surrounding her private world in Brentwood gradually opened into a somber final chapter in a life lived with extraordinary pride. Her declining physical strength and serious illness in the years that followed eventually brought all artistic activity to an end for the legendary star. The remaining hidden corners of her story, along with the final reflections of her longtime co-star, would ultimately be illuminated in the quiet passage of time. The final years. On April 25, 2009, Bea Arthur died at her home in Los Angeles after a prolonged struggle with lung cancer. She was 86 years old. Her passing left deep sorrow among countless colleagues and admirers around the world. At the official memorial service, longtime colleague Rue McClanahan shared candid memories of her late friend's sharp and direct personality. When the actress's will was made public, it revealed that she had left $300,000 to the Ali Forney Center. With the help of this meaningful contribution, a supportive housing complex for homeless LGBT youth in Manhattan, New York City, officially opened in 2017 under the name the Bea Arthur Residence. 2 years after her colleague's death, Betty White publicly addressed the questions that had surrounded their relationship for decades through interviews at Times Talk and The Joy Behar Show. The actress spoke openly about the distance between the two leading performers. "Bea was not that fond of me. She found me a pain in the neck sometimes. It was my positive attitude that made Bea angry. But I always loved her and admired her talent." This direct admission helped the public understand the true nature of their relationship, confirming that the divide did not arise from toxic personal hatred, but from profound differences in philosophy, temperament, and professional approach. From another perspective, family members and producers who worked directly with both stars gradually offered additional insight. Beginning around 2016, Matthew Sachs Bea Arthur's son explained that his mother naturally tended to need a symbolic adversary toward whom she could direct frustration as a way of releasing work-related pressure rather than from any malicious intention. More recently, during retrospective panels marking the 40th anniversary of the legendary television franchise, producers Marsha Posner Williams and Joel Thurm reaffirmed that although words and attitudes backstage could sometimes become extremely harsh, both actresses maintained complete professional respect and absolute discipline whenever the cameras were rolling. That respect for each other's abilities rising above personal disagreements became one of the key elements behind the enduring success of the classic series. The relationship between the two major stars stands as clear proof that artists do not necessarily need to maintain a close friendship in real life in order to create a television masterpiece that survives across generations. To understand the source of Bea Arthur's proud ego and her almost uncompromising professional discipline, the full picture of her earlier artistic career must also be revealed. Her greatest achievements on the stage and her role in reshaping television formed the foundation that forged the character of an icon. Broadway glory. Before achieving success in family television, Bea Arthur had already established a powerful reputation on the professional stages of New York. In 1954, she attracted major attention from off-Broadway critics through her performance as Lucy Brown in the Threepenny Opera, distinguished by her signature deep voice and commanding stage presence. Around the same period, her personal life became closely connected with stage director Gene Sachs after their marriage, and the couple later adopted 2 sons, Matthew and Daniel Sachs. By 1966, Beatrice's stage career reached a spectacular breakthrough when she played Vera Charles in the musical Mame alongside star Angela Lansbury. Her outstanding performance earned her the prestigious Tony Award for Best Featured Actress. Her exceptional stage talent quickly attracted the attention of legendary television producer Norman Lear. He personally invited Bea Arthur to appear as a guest in 2 episodes of the sitcom All in the Family in 1971. She played Maude Findlay, a sharp, liberal-minded cousin who was always ready to engage in fierce arguments with Archie Bunker. The explosive audience response and the sharp rise in ratings following those episodes convinced network executives to approve an entire series built around the character. The following autumn, the television series Maude officially premiered for American audiences and quickly became a major focus of public attention. The series shocked viewers with a 2-part episode titled Maude's Abortion, portraying the 47-year-old protagonist's decision to terminate a pregnancy. The episode aired shortly before the United States Supreme Court issued its historic Roe v. Wade ruling, triggering intense protests from religious organizations and prompting several major sponsors to withdraw. In the face of fierce public controversy, the series retained a loyal audience and helped Bea Arthur win an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. By 1978, after completing 6 highly successful seasons, Bea Arthur made the deliberate decision to bring Maude to an end. The actress was determined to stop because she did not want her character to fall into repetition or suffer a decline in artistic quality. She maintained a strict standard of creative integrity that dictated when a narrative had reached its natural and most fulfilling conclusion. Prolonging the production for commercial gain ran entirely contrary to her values as a dedicated performer. She chose to prioritize the long-term reputation of the work, ensuring that audiences would always remember the narrative at its absolute creative peak. Her decision to leave a franchise at the height of its fame precisely reflected her resolute personality and her uncompromising seriousness toward her profession. This choice demonstrated a rare willingness to place artistic honor above financial security and industry pressure. That steely professional discipline and demanding artistic mindset did not emerge by accident. Both were rooted in her earliest experiences, where difficult childhood circumstances and an unusual period of training shaped the character of the future actress. A complicated childhood. On May 13, 1922, Bea Arthur was born in Brooklyn, New York City, under the birth name Bernice Frankel. She grew up in a Jewish immigrant family before moving with her parents to Cambridge, Maryland, where they settled and built a new life. Bernice's childhood was marked by many difficulties as she dealt with a skin condition known as acrodermatitis. Alongside the physical discomfort, her unusually rapid growth, reaching approximately 1.78 meters in height by the age of 12, repeatedly made her a target of teasing from other children. To protect herself from emotional pain, the future actress gradually developed a defensive style built around sarcasm, her naturally deep voice, and a sharp way of communicating that allowed her to push back against the attention directed toward her. In February 1943, as World War II raged with extraordinary intensity, Bernice Frankel decided to apply to join the United States Marine Corps Women's Reserve. Throughout her service from 1943 to 1945, she performed specialized duties that included driving heavy military trucks and working as a typist at military bases in North Carolina and Virginia. The young woman left military service in 1945 with the rank of Staff Sergeant after successfully completing her assigned duties. This period in the military was kept entirely private by Bea Arthur throughout her artistic career and was never discussed in the media or in her personal interviews. Information about her military service only became public after national military records were released under the Freedom of Information Act in 2010. After returning to civilian life, the veteran decided to pursue a professional career in the arts in New York. She married fellow serviceman Robert Allen Arthur, and that marriage became the origin of the stage name Bea Arthur that she used throughout her career, although the two separated after only a brief time together. The actress began formal dramatic training at the dramatic workshop of the New School under the direct guidance of legendary director Erwin Piscator. Within this demanding artistic environment, Beatrice developed her stagecraft alongside contemporaries who would later become extraordinary names in their own right, including Marlon Brando, Tony Curtis, and Walter Matthau. The harsh experiences of physical pain and childhood ridicule had already sharpened Bernice's instinct for self-protection. At the same time, the disciplined environment of the United States Marine Corps continued to shape a resilient, hard-edged character and a demanding sense of responsibility. The young veteran did not choose sentimentality or emotional indulgence, carrying that same determination, discipline, and seriousness directly into her professional artistic life. At the New School in New York, absorbing formal acting methods from director Erwin Piscator, while training alongside some of the most remarkable talents of the era, helped her build the strongest possible professional foundation. The combination of a character strengthened through hardship and a deeply serious theatrical mindset created the perfect launching point. She entered the entertainment world not simply as a star seeking attention, but as a skilled craftswoman determined to conquer the highest levels of professional art. That complete preparation, both psychological and artistic, became the stable foundation that would carry Bea Arthur directly into the history of American television through roles that would endure for generations. Her entire life journey from early wounds to radiant success fully captured the portrait of a proud legend in entertainment history. The sharp sting of childhood alienation and the quiet weight of wartime service formed the invisible bedrock of her artistic persona. She carried those unyielding values into every theater and television studio, establishing a standard of performance that few could equal. The industry recognized her distinct presence, characterized by an unmistakable voice and a commanding stature that demanded total attention from the audience. The complete picture of her life, career, and hidden backstage conflicts closes with an immortal artistic legacy and the lasting respect of generations of viewers. Her professional conduct remained flawless throughout periods of intense personal trials and strained workplace relationships. She prioritized the integrity of the performance above all else, ensuring that personal friction never compromised the quality of the production. This dedication to craft earned her the deep admiration of peers and critics alike, securing her position in the pantheon of television pioneers. Her influence extended far beyond the characters she portrayed on screen. The quiet philanthropy she championed during her later years provided crucial support to vulnerable populations, leaving a profound impact on the community. Generations of audiences continue to find comfort and strength in her work, recognizing the authentic human experience embedded within her comedic and dramatic roles. The enduring memory of her contributions serves as a testament to a career defined by resilience, unmatched talent, and an uncompromising commitment to artistic excellence. Bea Arthur's proud journey through life, from the hidden struggles of childhood and the iron discipline of military service to dazzling fame, and the long-running backstage tensions with Betty White, ended with an artistic legacy that remains immortal. The absolute professionalism both women maintained when the cameras began rolling offers the clearest proof of one enduring truth: genuine art is always greater than any individual ego. If you enjoy deeply researched stories and honest perspectives on the legends of popular culture, please like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you do not miss the journeys still to come. What do you think about the unique relationship between Bea Arthur and Betty White? Leave your thoughts in the comments below so we can discuss them together. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and see you again in the next videos.